Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee, today Nissan Stadium as these two teams square off for a chance to be the champion of the Music City Bowl. There's nothing quite like wrapping up a regular season with a bowl victory. It just leaves a good taste in your mouth going into the offseason. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Ole Miss Rebels, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Kickoff team on the field, ready to start this postseason classic. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So the Nebraska Cornhuskers offense will take the first swing of the game. And here's the man they rally around, and he has earned that type of respect, David.
You dang right. You earn it by doing it, and he's done it at such a high level. Everyone believes in this young man, and Palmer, there's a reason why.
You're right, David. He's been in the big moments, and he's won the big games. This guy delivers when the game is on the line.
That is just a sideline credit. Throw, catch, toe drag, everything you want. One play in this drive and already out to the 41. It's first down. Running back searching for a hole. And he showed off that stiff arm for a nice pickup on the play.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create second and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
Now the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Got his man to the left. His defense giving up ground as he's finally knocked down at the 26. The Huskers will snap it on 1st and 10. Movement here from the tight end. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Reese. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. From the gun. He's got it. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Huskers.
I really like that drive for this offense. Putting last week behind them, putting a drive together, showing some explosiveness. This offense really put last week behind them. The poor performance last week, starting off with a bang here today.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. And he's coming out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. So Ole Miss offense will go to work for the first time today. Here are our impact players for this game, and it goes beyond executing an assignment to make an impact in the game.
Yeah, obviously we were talking to both coaching staffs this week, and we asked them who needs to step up and play well. They immediately pointed to these guys right here. They are the key for their respective teams.
Yeah, and they don't always show up in the box score, but these are the guys that are the leaders. These are the guys getting everybody organized and have to play well for their team to succeed.
On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Brings it in down the left side. Can anyone catch him? And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Ole Miss!
You know, sometimes as a play caller, you just don't have to overthink things. I've got a guy who's faster than your guys, and he's just going to run straight down the field. I'm going to throw it way down the field. He's going to make the catch, and we're going to score a touchdown, and that's pretty much what just happened there.
And he makes the extra point. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
They got him to jump. The defense got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a first down. Defense. Defense way over-eager there, and now the entire playbook just opens up before the eyes of this offensive coordinator. Snares it outside. It's Reese. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. Kept it on the ground on first down, now back to the line. Off play action. Looking to the big tight end. He makes the catch. And a big gain there. He's knocked down immediately at the 45. They knew they could slip that tight end behind the backers with that play action fake.
Well, it's because I can't win, Reese. I have to play the run. You know, all these RPOs, all these different things, it makes me come up and use my eyes and play run. And these tight ends are so valuable to find space behind. Knew where he was going with the football the whole time because the big fella, he's always open.
Wide receiver shows motion. Wants to fire on second down. Caught behind the line. It's Perkins.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a rhythm.
Shotgun snap. Wants to throw it on third. He looks that one in nicely. Offenses gain momentum with third down conversions like that. They got it at the 25. After that completion, move the sticks. It's first down. He wants to throw it again. The sure hand. It's Perkins. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. One thing I've noticed from talking to coaches about their approach to bowl games is how many of them use it as a springboard for next season. They try to focus on developing some of the new guys, maybe, that have joined them for the bowl practices.
I mean, you get 15-plus extra practices. You start to play and experience more as young guys. The older guys get a little bit more rest. But, yeah, you're building the future. You're building the foundation. You're working on your technique. And you know what? You also get to have some fun. I think that's important for team building is having fun at your location, doing the different things together to start to build that unity that will make a big difference in the future.
Yeah, there's a saying in college football that your freshman year, when you get to bowl season, you're no longer a freshman. A lot of players grow up. You get the extra practices mentally, and from a confidence standpoint, you turn the page. I can remember back to my true freshman year, we're getting ready to play Penn State. We had a lot of NFL talent in my freshman class, and everybody just seemed to grow a foot taller. They were playing with a different intensity level that really paid off for us the next year.
There's a reason third down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at third down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Cornhuskers! Well, they started with horrible field position, but ended with perfect field position in the middle of the end zone.
It all comes down to execution, Reese. You've got to have guys going out and doing their jobs. You saw the offensive line up front. They were physical. Skilled players made it happen with the ball in their hands, and their quarterback really showed command on that last drive.
He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot of plays, you get worn out, you need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense. Yeah,
this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time.
Oh, it's loose. And the defense snatches it, and they're trying to flip the field. He pulled it and kept it on the option, but he couldn't keep it away from the defense.
I think the QB made the right decision not to pitch it. He needs to do a better job with ball security. The defense, they were able to get and swarm to him quickly and dislodge the football from his body.
Quarterback on the keeper. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea, because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll put the tight end in motion. They'll run play action. Looking for the score. And he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity, but it's incomplete. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down. They can pick up the first without scoring. From the gun, wants to pass. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Man, that's just kind of frustrating for an offense. You move the ball all the way down the field. You got an opportunity on third down, and you can't protect your quarterback. You get the sack, and now it's probably field goal time if you make a field goal.
They've swapped into the field, and we're ready to go in the second. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. And he'll try to knock it through from 33 yards out. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. And now the lead's extended a little further. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. And he takes this from inside the 5. Finds his way up to the 24 before he goes out of bounds. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close, David.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now and you score so quickly, it's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being you, keep being aggressive.
The option look. They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18. David, given the fact that you are a devoted helmet head, I'm not sure that you're aware there are a lot of other festivities around the bowl game. Did you ever experience any of that?
Of course I'm a helmet head. Yeah, spot on. Agree with that. But here's the thing. We did a meat-eating contest at the Outback Bowl my senior year. Which squad could eat more steak from Outback? It was absolutely amazing. So I experienced that in all of its glory.
He'll off one deep down the left side. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says.
Offense will take that. Free 5 yards every time. Bad discipline by the defense.
Defense will back up and make things a little easier here on 3rd and 4. From the gun, wants to pass. What a snag by the defense. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
I love when people start to understand what we're doing defensively. If they're going to pass the football and that's where they're going to live, well, I'm going to leave them dime. I'm going to bring more defensive backs on the field so I can cover more of these speed guys that they have out there. Great job by the defensive back, breaking on the football, making the INT, making the DC look very smart.
Coming after it. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Well, guys, bowl season is here. Always fun to get these non-traditional matchups that you don't see regularly. What do you guys remember about playing in a bowl?
I think you remember all the moments throughout the season, throughout your career, and it's the last time that you ever get these group of individuals together. You say goodbye to so many people, and it's kind of bittersweet, but always fun, Jesse, to dance with your boys one last time. But another thing, too, I love the swag bags, personally. I love getting the gifts.
Yeah, I mean, to me, David, really, it was thinking about the tradition and history of these bowl games. I think that's one of the best things about college football. We're in an era today where bowl games don't matter matter as much as they did back when you and I played, but it was special to take the field with your guys one more time, but playing in games that had so much history.
And the Huskers are threatening on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Nebraska! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. The kickoff team out there getting set. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so it puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain.
Just a simple power play. Again, not sexy. Run the ball up the middle. Physicality, offensive line gets to assert themselves, run block, which they love to do. This pays dividends down the road in the 4th quarter.
They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. He'll pull it on the read. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And the Rebels will line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Might have thought he'd want to try to pick up a few yards there, but he's content with making the fair catch right around the 35-yard line. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Trying to start the drive with a pass. He'll throw it. Finds his man. It's Perkins. At the 40, there he goes. Hit the afterburners, kid. Touchdown, Huskers. A great catch and run for 6.
When these offenses get in a rhythm, they're hard to stop. Already up early. Got a short field. Take advantage of it, too. Get another touchdown. This offense is doing whatever they want to do and having a lot of success.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Offense bringing in the big boys, heavy personnel. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. At the 35, he's got room. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Let's see if they go back to the air on second down. Throws to the wideout. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. Boy, guys, they got off to a great start with that big first play on this drive, but now a couple of incompletions leaves them in a hole. Another incompletion on third down. The Rebels will punt it away on fourth down. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the tight end.
A nice job by the defense there, tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
And he's a real nowhere man, tackled in this no-gain land. The Cornhuskers will try to pin them back with the punt. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. He'll bring it back. It's straight. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
And he's just run out of bounds, maybe living to fight another day there. It'll be a loss on the play. They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. Takes a hit as he fires. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. And the Rebels will send out the punt unit. Running it back, it's Reese. They'll get down and put a stop for the return at about the 28-yard line. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. Power football with the run. They opened the lane and he hit it a gain of 5 out to the 33. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. Finds the tight end. At the 45 on his way. They make the stop, but the sweet rolling catch is plenty to give him a 1st down.
Man, this quarterback is having himself a day. It was hard enough for Palmer to get over 200 in a game, more or less in the 1st half.
Tackle is made at the 44, but he picked up 10 yards and enough for a 1st down. As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. The Huskers getting set on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. A big play for the defense with the 1st down sack. Now, advantage D as the offense comes up on 2nd down. Moving away from pressure. On the move at the 30. He gets the job done, picking up the 1st down, then getting down. And the Huskers have taken it inside the 20. They're looking to pass from the red zone. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The offense will have to use its 1st timeout of the half.
Well, just nowhere to go there. It started in the pocket. It was collapsing. The quarterback felt it, so he tried to get outside, make something happen himself, but give the defense tons of credit. Excellent job in pursuit. They're able to give up no gain.
Catch in the middle, it's Perkins. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Cornhuskers!
Man, that's his 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. My man is just finding pay dirt. Tell you what, these are the kind of guys that you continue to feature throughout a game when he can do this kind of damage after he catches the football.
And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. They took it 71 yards down the field, and they closed the deal with a 20-yard pass for 6. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them in the first half.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Here's the handoff. Picks up just a few before he's brought down, not really willing to take a risk there on 3rd and long. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Surprisingly makes a fair catch just outside the 40-yard line. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. There's enough time left in the half here, David, to make something happen.
Dang right. I want to be aggressive. I'm not backed up in my own end. I can stay aggressive here. Try to get a field goal, Palmer. Try to get in range to get some kind of points before half.
Yeah, two biggest things are you got to protect the quarterback, and the QB cannot throw a pick here in this situation. If you do those two things, you got an opportunity here to steal some points.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Huskers will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. While that first half certainly wasn't what they had in mind, maybe a big comeback is in the offing here in bowl season.
Yeah, I think that's a nice way of saying they were awful in the first half. They were terrible. Bowl games, you wonder about motivation. One thing I know, they were clearly not motivated, Palmer.
No, they didn't look focused at all in that first half, David, but this is a team that has a ton of talent. If they can put it here together in the second half, they can close the season out with an exclamation.
They're about to wear this punter out. He's already been out 4 times, staring at a 5th if they can't move the chains. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on 3rd down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Leaves it with the back. Nice move to stay on his feet. What a good run there. He has enough for the 1st down. The Rebels are moving quickly down the field. On the option. Now the toss. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. He hurls one deep down the left side. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. And the Rebels line up to punt it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They'll run it. Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Leaves it with the running back. Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26. Now looking for that 1st down on 3rd and short from the 26. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. He gets it so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. The Huskers will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. On the return, it's straight. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it. Offense.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. Grabbed behind the line, it's Santos. And that defensive penetration gave him no chance, and he is ridden out of bounds. The play action fake. He's got his man. And he'll be run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Not a very productive play there. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Got his man all by himself. Nothing but green ahead. Touchdown, Rebels! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this and running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. These running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy shows you right there a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finished with a huge play in the passing game, covering 75 yards to house it. On the run from inside his own 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football. Make your plays. Put a good drive together here.
Look, you want to make the quarterback feel you. You want to get pressure in his face. That was so close, but just a tad late. Trying to get to it. Just a short pass to the tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. After the short completion, let's see if they go back to the air. From the gun, to give, looking for room. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last play.
Makes the catch. It's Perkins. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. And the Huskers are flying down the field. The hand to the running back. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1. Cornhuskers line it up with a 1st and goal. Trying to barge in. Touchdown, Nebraska! And the stomping has commenced. If you want to know how to reach this guy, just send his mail to the end zone. That's where he lives.
He definitely is today. And I think the defense has to be getting a little sick and tired of the same guy beating him time and time again.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They'll They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Quarterback wants to throw on second down. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. They'll try to move the chains on third and short from the 25. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. And they've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we've gotten here. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth quarter comeback. They're going to try to throw for it on third down. He's got it. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. The give to the tailback. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13. Finds his tight end. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Passing game very effective on second down. What about here on third? Inside the 40. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Well, that's kind of the advantage of third and medium, right? Is the defense, you keep them guessing. You can throw it, you run it, that time they hand it off and pick it up.
And you can see the D drop back a little bit. It creates a little bit of space. The running back blasts through, gets the first down.
The Rebels have it with a 1st and 10. They're getting this guy lathered up. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Going to work on second down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Fast motion from the offense. Handoff from the shotgun. That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6. A run for the quarterback. And how about that alertness and that swarming D to keep him from getting the first down? Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down.
Neutrals on defense.
Defense had them backed up, and then they're in the neutral zone, and the offense will say thank you very much. They're looking for an advantage in the running game to the right. Gets it into the end zone, but wait a minute. We'll have to check out the laundry on the field. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Wide out in motion. The give from the gun. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Quarterback keeper. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal from way back there. Trying play action. Fires to the wideout. That 3rd down pass was coming in hot before it fell to the ground. A 4th quarter field goal down by this much, that's a lot like putting a lipstick on the proverbial pig. Doesn't do much to change the looks. Got to score the touchdown on 4th and goal. And they'll stop him inside the 5, but the defense is backed up in the shadow of its own goalpost. Hands it off. Solid fundamentals on that tackle from this freshman. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He'll run it again. Gets a nice surge and crosses the 5 to the 6-yard line, a pickup of 3. They're facing a 3rd down. He'll keep it himself. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains. They'll put it in play from their own 12-yard line, 1st and 10. The give to the back. Across the 25, he's got room. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Huskers have this offense rolling. Right back to the well. Turns it on in midfield. He finally goes out of bounds, but you better check that laundry on the field.
Hold it, offense.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one.
Quit cheating out there!
To the ground with the back. They opened the lane, and he hit it a gain of 5 out to the 33. Second down coming up. They move the tight end all over. On the run, it's Bush. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Tight end finds a soft spot. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Offense.
So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. And the Huskers decide to punt it away. Looking for a block. It's Drake. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. They got the big fellas out there. A 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. He's going to take off. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. The give to the back. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. He goes out of bounds, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see what this one's about.
Offside, defense.
So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. This offense has a 1st and 10. They are flat bailed out by the defensive penalty. Fires to the big fella. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. And he's tackled, but there's also a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it. Offense.
They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. Makes the grab well past the sticks. And the Rebels get enough to move the chains. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Fires to the big fella. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the first down. And this will be the 9th play of the drive. Got his man downfield. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Rebels have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They want to throw it. Makes the grab. And he won't be able to get in as the defense gets him down at the 1. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Looking for just one more yard. It's 2nd and goal. He's looking to throw. And it's caught for a touchdown. They're going to play this one through to the end, but this is pretty much window dressing.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
Lining up to add another. Right down the boulevard. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. It was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass. Fielded in the end zone. It's Higgins. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Now the chance to take a knee and just put the finishing touches on this victory.
Yeah, and this offense has done their job, man. They've been so productive, built the lead. Listen, their defense has pulled their weight as well. But now, Jesse, you get to exhale, you get to breathe, and you know we got the W, and we played well.
And we got to think about where we're taking our girlfriend and parents for dinner. What side are we ordering with our giant steak? We've earned it in this game. Now it's time to go celebrate.
You're going to hear guys after this game say, got to work harder, got to be more intense. You know, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. And it seemed to me that's what happened out there today.
Yeah, just never really got into a rhythm for this team. There's no doubt they've got a lot of very talented players on both sides of the ball. So, David, I don't think this is a situation where they need to now freak out and try to reinvent things on either side of the football. Just being in better rhythm early and trying to find that in their next game, I think, would go a long way.
Yeah, and it's just finding a couple of those plays. What do I do really, really well? Let's continue to build on that. Let's take away these negative plays. Let's take away these turnovers. How do we create more turnovers? I think that rhythm you're talking about, Jesse, finding those things that I do well, building on them, and doing more of them.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.